Now we are.
I really need to get insulation for down here because I can still hear my kids just running around on the new hardwood floor upstairs.
We can't hear it.
I can.
So if they go to our YouTube, they can see it live now?
Mm,
You don't know?
apparently. I mean, I put it as unlisted. I put it as unlisted, so I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how technology works.
We have 0 people watching. That's what it says.
That's a bonus. Is it?
Show you a bonus.
I gave my wife a bone last night. This.
You know what else would be a bonus? Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step hens.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning forward. I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party! Oh, the wild hair is coming back. Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast.
No,
I am your host, TJ Stevens.
It's a gear shift.
Not yours.
Oh.
Your hair is always stupid.
Yeah.
No, my crazy man mountain mullet's coming back. Mountain man.
So's Dave's.
Yeah, he's almost there. Joining me,
My mullet will be here any day.
I'm waiting for
Joe
it
Derte mullet.
from Amazon's. Joining me as always, Dollar Bill Dave
Mullets in the house.
and Timmy C.
Who?
Please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcast. While you're at it, follow our show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our Patreon network on Twitter at Filter Free Net, and of course at Watch on Premiere. Timmy, we were just having a little meeting before Dave's eye fell out before the show started, and we were discussing all the new things we're going to be doing on our Patreon, much more active, much more user friendly. What were we talking about?
Pause. Turn yourself up. We had you turn yourself so far down. Now that it's working, it sounds quiet.
By the way, if you're watching this on our YouTube, this will not be edited out.
Perfect. Well, if you go to www.patreon.com/filter free, you will get Legends Let's Rethink This, Footballers Getting Paid with Tim and Dave, Evolution of Evil, Wrestling with Commercials. You will get all of our back episodes. You can go find us before we were famous, when we weren't quite as, we've always been very excellent.
I don't know. We were pretty trash the first couple episodes we did.
Well, we were pretty trash for till about June of 2022, I think.
It only took us 2 years to get our shit together.
I think you missed the point of that. Dave got it, though.
Got it! There's no more Halo.
You will also get our list of 2024 events, bus rides, Top Golf, whatever we're doing. And our plan, it's like an A-team when a plan comes together. Hannibal loved it. We got a bunch of things in the works, and you're probably going to get drilled if you're part of our Patreon with content. Content.
You won't even know we're coming.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
She will know because I'll go, I'm coming!
I just meant the drilled part.
Oh. Well, that she wouldn't know. Yeah.
You guys hear something? Oh my God. Barrage of videos coming at me. Yeah, I mean, we got contests coming up in the works. Our YouTube's gonna start kicking off a lot more. Instagram. I mean, we're everywhere now.
And I'm making it my life mission. One day we're going to interview former WCW World Heavyweight Champion and Florida State Seminole legend, Ron Simmons.
I don't think he answers the phone.
You know, he will be at Squirrel Circle Expo in Indianapolis on the weekend of March 30th, and I will be there as security. So
We've got to figure out a way.
I'm going to get business cards made. I'm just going to throw one at him on his
I don't
table.
care what it costs.
I've got this glass that has our podcast on it. I could throw that at him.
And when he
That
picks
would
up
get his
business,
attention.
when he picks up his business cards, it's just going to say, call Dave. So what's going on in the world today? Weirdly enough, in the last 10 or 11 days since we've recorded, not a lot's happened.
Not true. I've went through 42 time zones.
Well, we had a little conversation earlier about some morons on Facebook now claiming that Vince McMahon poisoned the Ultimate Warrior during WrestleMania 30 festivities, and that's what killed him.
That's weird.
Wait, is that not what happened?
I don't think so.
People will come up with anything on the internet.
To be fair, Vince McMahon got some weird shit out there, though. So, I mean,
I don't think any of the steroids or anything played any part of that at all.
no, I'm sure it didn't make his heart explode.
Or the fact that the doctor said his heart was two times the size of a normal human heart.
Maybe he was the Grinch.
Size heart.
He was the Grinch. It's fine.
No, that's the opposite.
Well, no, at the end, it
Grew 3 sizes that day.
yeah. So if it were 2 sizes too big, he'd have been way larger than a normal heart.
Dog is absolutely losing her shit upstairs, and I'm trying to cover it up as best I can.
We can't hear you. It's fine.
Good.
Keep going. Can we talk about Carl Weathers? Carl Weathers passed away.
Oh yeah. So if you're watching the YouTubes on this show or on watch on Premiere Streaming Network on YouTube, all of our names are different characters of Carl Weathers, who we lost since we last recorded. There's my dog.
Now we can hear your dog.
Very upset about it.
Bitch.
I'm gonna bow out again. You guys go ahead and talk about Carl Weathers.
Well, obviously Apollo Creed, probably his most famous role. Chubbs Peterson, probably his second most famous role, and Colonel Al Dillon is probably his most famous meme. Him and Arnold
locking hands.
The beginning of Predator. Jesus, man. There were a lot of steroids in that picture, too.
I watched Predator the other day and then watched Predator 2 coming home from Florida at Royal Rumble weekend.
When I was in Mexico and drunk, they had a...
You banged Predator?
No, nope.
No, Predator banged him.
Oh.
Although I was on the beach laying there by myself trying to get some sun, and one of the beach vendors came up to me and was like, "Cigar?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good."
I would have taken one.
Marijuana? No. I'm like, "No." I said, "I'm from Kentucky. Do you have any meth?"
I also would have taken the marijuana.
He walked. I thought you were going to say meth. I was like, "What?"
No, I enjoy all my teeth.
He walked away when I asked for meth. I spent the Super Bowl watching it in Spanish with 2 Canadians that didn't know what the hell was going on in the game, so that was fun. They brought shots of whiskey, and then I didn't know what was going on in the game. So
I had a huge Super Bowl party at my house.
I was here with my wife and kids.
23 people here. Thought my wife was going to murder me. Michael Jordan, 23.
I made smoked queso because of Dave.
I saw. Yep.
Isn't it so good?
It's so good.
Oh, my Lord. It's so good.
Especially when you smoke it with ribs on the grill as well.
Did you put the ribs in the queso?
No.
Oh, that'd have been bad.
What am I, a barbarian? No, I didn't put them.
That'd have been awesome.
That's heart attack on a stick right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to the Ultimate Warrior.
And I'm trying to lose weight.
Making queso and ribs sounds like a good start to that.
Last week, a rough week in the house for that. Gained 3 pounds. But I've already lost 2 of them.
Yeah, I lost 3 pounds on Friday.
I lost 3 pounds before we started recording. I took a Duke.
I did 3 exercises on Friday. That was so dumb. Did Peloton, did weightlifting, and then walked like 4.5 miles. Crazy.
Why did you walk 4.5 miles?
Because the wife wanted to go for a walk.
Oh.
We like walking around the neighborhood. We got a nice little walking trail.
I bet you almost died, and she was just like, "Hurry up, Dave! Come on!"
That was fine.
Looking into getting that Peloton row machine to add to the basement down here. No.
I hear you don't get wet doing that.
I was going to get my wife the
bonus.
Peloton tread, but now that we've moved and it's not cold 8 months out of the year, she's like, we don't need any more. I can run outside.
Right.
Save me that money, girl.
You know what's
Yeah.
ironic?
By the way, how about your dinner last Saturday?
Dinner
Did
was
that
good.
save you money? You could have bought a Peloton tread for that much.
You know what's ironic also is, no, you couldn't. By the way, apparently you haven't priced those lately. But we were
I
talking
haven't
about how
priced any Peloton. I go to the gym.
you should do that, but you should price Peloton. What I mean, so
Oh.
you guys were talking about how
Peloton
close you
girls are
lived
so
lived to each other, and you may not realize it. I just found out there's a mill that's in my family, I guess, in my company's family, and it's called Rockport, and it's in Rockport, Indiana, which is on the Indiana-Kentucky border.
You moving?
Never heard of it.
Am I moving? I mean, I don't plan on it, but I guess it's a possibility.
Rockport Mill.
Would it be closer to Huntsville?
Yeah, well, I mean, if
Definitely.
it's on the Indiana-Kentucky border, yes.
See what I'm getting
Dave,
at
let
here?
me tell you
Yeah.
how a map works.
Party at my house.
I will.
I already knew it was closer to Huntsville. Stupid. It was.
I believe we were
I,
talking about Nashville earlier, and you go, "That's closer to me." I'm like, "Yes, Dave."
Yeah.
It's
Nashville's closer to me than Rockport, Indiana.
That is true.
Rockport, Illinois, though. That's way the hell up there.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. It's damn near Kentucky because it's an over 5-hour drive for me.
What is it across? What other cities is it near? Because I've
So
never heard of
zoom
it.
out. It's around the bend of the river of Owensboro.
Okay, I know where you're at. Then you're probably Owensboro's about 2 hours for me.
Not too far from Santa Claus, Indiana.
Oh,
Home of Jay Cutler.
terrible place.
I agree. Especially with its name. You expect it to be festive. It's not.
It is festive. The
Yeah.
holiday world. Woo. Be
I
Thanksgiving year round.
actually enjoy that so little weird shit happened in the world of wrestling this week. We get to talk about Rockport, Indiana. That makes me happy.
Nobody pooped on anyone in Rockport.
I mean,
this week.
the Ashley Massaro's friend went on what was that, MSNBC, and told her story. But I mean, it's horrific. But until more of those details can be corroborated, I guess is the right word. I'm not so quick as most wrestling journalists are. I'm not calling myself one. I'm just saying are jumping on shit like that. But until some of those stories can be corroborated, I'm not willing to go with it. Right now, it's just hearsay. It was unfortunate, but if they did happen, holy shit, WWE is going to go a whole lot different in the upcoming months. But
yeah, it's gonna be like Nick Khan in charge of creative.
What year was that?
2007.
2007, I think. Yeah. Well, actually, ironically, is the year we're covering on this episode. She was not there that I know of. Well, she wasn't on the show.
What year did Bruce get fired?
2011.
8.
Was it 8?
So everybody just wants to bring Bruce into everything, just because he's been there so long.
Well, people don't like.
Somebody else was saying Bruce knew all about it. Well, how do you know? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, Bruce is an easy target. A, he's been there longer. B, in the wrestling media, he's been painted as Vince's yes man, which I mean he will admit he was. So I guess it's not too inaccurate. But again, we mentioned a few episodes ago. John Wayne Gacy was married. Like it's they're not running around bragging about it. Again, he didn't tell. This is what kills me. Is Vince McMahon didn't tell Bruce about the Montreal screw job.
Yeah.
But he's going to tell Bruce about his sex trafficking ring. Do you guys hear yourselves talking? Like, let's just settle down until Bruce has actually been. Again, once Bruce has been named, if Bruce gets named, tee off. we'll join you. But until then, leave the man alone.
Everybody
And
just
Triple
wants.
H.
It's just everybody wants to point out somebody's misdoings or somebody somebody did wrong.
It makes them feel better.
Right, without even anybody even knowing what the hell the story is. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all knew Vince McMahon was having affairs with any and everybody. We didn't know the extent of them.
I mean, if you watched WWE television after 2001, you knew that.
Yeah. He started doing those angles like to me, it got weird with the Trish angle.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was where it started.
And that's when it got weird.
That was the one that jumped into my head immediately.
But
Yeah.
to be fair, I mean, there was probably some strange stuff going on before then.
Oh,
I mean,
what was her name?
Rita Chatterton.
Rita Chatterton was 88. And Vince took over in 82. Well, that and the Moolah thing came out. How much, right? So now you have to wonder, A, how long this has been going on. I'm not trying to suggest Vince has been doing this since 82. But when you think about him and Moolah, like, man, that aligns perfectly if they were in tune with each other.
well, and you kind of think that as the fortune grows, as the power grows, the ego grows, like rules get stripped away.
Yes. Again, he's been invincible since 1997.
Good use of the term invincible.
Thank you. And again, the fact that he said the shit that he said over text messages, like we can't see those ever.
Yeah, that's just
is crazy. The text, if you read any of the text,
I've not. Can you fill me in?
He texts like he's a 14-year-old boy.
Well, he probably acted like a 14-year-old boy.
And he's 78. I don't know because I don't
LMAO.
I don't remember a 14-year-old boy looking at anybody and being like, man, I hope one day I get to shit on them. I don't remember ever thinking that when I was 14.
No.
So he's not acting like a 14-year-old boy. He's acting like a deranged pervert is what he's acting like.
Well, kind of fits.
Well, of course it fits. Again, go back and be like, hey, what episode of Raw should I watch that would really emphasize Vince's behavior? Any episode in 2002. You'll see it.
And that's when they were going public.
There's no doubt in my mind that there's a whole lot of people wrapped up in this.
Sure.
Maybe not to the extent of what Vince was doing, but there's a whole lot of people that did some shady shit over the years, guaranteed.
I've heard Kevin Dunn's name come up quite a bit because of when he just suddenly left.
Mm-hmm. So what did he know? But I mean, we're not saying he's guilty. We're asking,
right?
What did he know?
His name has been listed.
Why did he bail so quickly?
He hasn't been implicated in anything. Innocent until proven guilty, but it is something he needs to explain, I would think.
Mantar. What did Mantar know?
Mantar, great question. 1995. No one was watching TV then.
Was his considered bullshit?
He had hooves.
TL Hopper. What did he know?
He was there to clean up all the shit.
He was there to clean up the shit.
I don't even mean to. I love that you guys just said that. I don't even mean to bring in Jim Cornette, but imagine having goddamn. Imagine having a scandal so bad you babyface Jim Cornette
or his wife.
I mean,
I heard she likes it when you babyface her.
The IWC has kind of babyfaced Cornette in the last few weeks because of what he said about this whole thing. It's apparently we forgot about Cornette's little mini scandal a few years ago, OVW guys and hot tubs and whatnot.
And his wife.
She
likes being baby-faced.
New.
Why don't we do t-shirts? Why don't we do
I like the baby juice on my face.
I I mean, we got it. We didn't need you to explain it.
I need to buy a t-shirt press so I can start doing t-shirts.
We just need the picture of. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, we could just
like
do
there
that.
was a terrible T-shirt I was gonna put out into
please
the atmosphere.
Stop it! Thank you for stopping us. That's a first. Somebody write that down. That's the first time ever Timmy stopped himself from saying something horrible on the show. So, one of us needs to get, what are those called? A cricket. We can start making our own shit. Start making our own shirts.
I don't know that a cricket's gonna turn out the kind of.
Isn't that the poor people's cell phone?
No.
Well, that's a cell phone company.
Oh.
It's a bug.
And yes. But I mean, we could make our own t-shirts, I think.
No.
T-shirt press machine. Here's one for $189 on Amazon.
I'm gonna talk to my wife immediately after the show's over.
How many will it put out? 3 a day.
How many shirts do you have?
All
It'll
of
make
them.
as many t-shirts as you put into it, dummy.
Yeah,
That's
but
how it
it's how fast it does it, damn it.
Well, it's not like we got millions of orders.
It's true.
With hundreds of thousands.
I'm buying one of these. Start my own t-shirt press company.
There you go.
All right, let's go to the show.
Are we ready? We ready to go back to 2007?
Well, no, you gotta let me know. Come on.
I didn't start the intro. I was just asking a question. Are you ready for the button?
Are you ready? Yes.
Because this week we're going back to February 13th, 2007. And if you watched to December with us, first of all, our bad on that one. Second of all, the same storylines are still going on here, which is phenomenal. However, before we get to that show, let's I just got a text message, lost my spot. Justin fun director just texted me. This week, before we go back to that show.
Did he text you a nude? What the hell's going on?
The man's got a handsome penis. Let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events. Filter free up first. Timmy, drop the beat. Stories that missed the cut. February 3rd, Bam Margera from Jackass marries Missy Rothstein in Philadelphia.
That's depressing that jackass got married.
I doubt they're married still.
They're not.
Well, just the fact that he got married.
I don't think it lasted like 2 years.
I used to love his show. What was it called?
With the dad?
Yeah.
That was funny.
His dad taking his shit. That was great.
Completely
that show was
made
awesome.
Funny by his family, not him.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Is it weird that there's a
the dad and Uncle Vito?
His dad could have been a bigger star than he was?
Well, not really.
Don Vito, his uncle, was even better.
It required him to get access to the house, and then that was when the hilarity.
Well, they could have said, Bam, we're going to get rid of you. We're going to send in this bearded guy from Indiana. He's going to run in and just slap your dad while he's shitting. That's all it would have taken. We didn't need Bam.
Correct.
I would have kicked a bottle rocket under the door, whatever you would have wanted. February 4th, in the Super Bowl that I refuse to acknowledge in this household, the Colts allegedly beat the Bears 29-17 in Miami. Your MVP should have been Prince, but it was Peyton Manning.
I thought that was the year that Janet Jackson's titty popped out.
No, that was Prince Super Bowl.
That was Prince singing Purple Rain in the Rain.
Janet Jackson was 2004.
Probably the greatest halftime show ever.
Were the Bears there for that one? What the
Usher
hell?
was better.
Usher was in Spanish. I don't know.
I mean, Usher and Prince.
And I said, see.
Prince and Usher from this year. I mean, that's a photo finish.
The best Super Bowl halftime show ever was Dr. Dre and Snoop.
Correct.
Hands down.
No.
And the Bengals played in that one, so even better.
And got beat. Losers.
Again.
They'll be back.
The Buffalo Bills is not consecutive. February 6th, married with children actor David Faustino divorces actress Andrea Faustino after 3 years of marriage.
That's weird. Were they like brother and sister?
Yeah.
I can only hope.
Gross.
Were they both 5'2"?
Probably.
Okay.
February 9th, Hank Bauer, 8-time World Series winner with the New York Yankees and Baltimore Oriole, dies of lung cancer at age 84. He almost made the cut. He was close.
Was he interesting? Because
He was very interesting.
I might need to look him up.
Well, again, it's 2007. He died at 84 of lung cancer. You know that story was long and hard. He played for the Yankees in the 60s.
You know what wasn't long and hard? David Faustino.
Tim's date last night.
Thank you for telling us about that for the show started. February 10th, the AFC beats the NFC in the Pro Bowl 31-28. Your MVP is Carson Palmer, Cincinnati Bengals legend.
Cincinnati Bengals outcast.
They can only win when there's two-hand touch.
Screw that guy. He can lick my bizzles.
Can I tell you guys something I'm a little embarrassed about? I watched the Pro Bowl ceremonies this year.
Why?
I was slightly entertained.
I didn't
Jamar
watch
Chase
1
was
minute
good.
of anything Pro Bowl.
I didn't hate the flag football, especially the competition stuff I loved.
Just
Like
like tonight, I
kick,
will not watch 1 second of the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, no, NBA All-Star games.
What are you talking about? I bet the over.
I bet the over last year, and they stopped the game once it hits a certain point, so you couldn't reach the over.
So bet the under. Got it. Shit.
Now they're going to do it the other way, and then they're going to add 8 minutes to regulation.
Yeah,
I was pissed.
it's in overtime now. What the hell?
I needed like 2 more points, and they just cut the game. It was like 151 to 149, and they're like, well, they got the 151. That's the game.
By the way,
it was still like 4 minutes left.
Like the over-under for this year's game is like 360 points.
It's
too low.
It's just ridiculous.
Hold
Also,
on, I'm going to do this live. We'll do it live.
They started adding, actually not adding, they started requiring stars to do the slam dunk contest and the 3-point contest. So you stopped getting guys like J.R. Smith and Isaiah Ryder and guys that just came out of nowhere. And Kenny, what was that one guy from the Knicks? Kenny Walker?
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Skywalker.
That's it, yeah.
And University of Kentucky legend.
You stopped getting random people that would gain notoriety through lighting up this contest, and they're like, oh, cool. LeBron James can dunk. That's weird. I already saw that in the fucking game.
The over-under for the All-Star game is 358.5 points.
Actually, LeBron James has never competed in a slam dunk.
I just dropped 20 on the under. Go defense.
Go defense.
Yeah, last year when I bet on it, they just randomly stopped the game when whatever team, and I was 2 points right by the.
Why did they stop it?
I don't know. It was like, oh, that's all it goes to. It only goes once they hit this point total or this score, it's over.
I wonder if last year's All-Star game was in Vegas, because if it was, how no one brought this up as a conspiracy, I'll never understand. 2023 NBA All-Star game. Because especially, also remember, there's no teams in Vegas. Let's see. Where was the game? Salt Lake City.
That's about as far from Vegas as you can get.
Woo! Yeah, never mind. There's no
not geographically, but socially.
And this year it's in Indianapolis.
It might have been 2 years ago.
So you went from Salt Lake City to Indianapolis in back-to-back years to the All-Star game. I'm from Indiana. What are you doing?
Terrible. Let's go.
February 11th, the 49th Grammys take place as the Dixie Chicks. Carrie Underwood.
Just the chicks.
So it was 2 years ago.
Was
Here's the point totals. The final score was Team LeBron 163, Team Durant 160. Whoa. So here's how you know it was bullshit. First quarter, LeBron team 47, Durant 45. Second quarter, 46-49, 45-45, and then 21-25. They just randomly stopped the game.
Where was the game at? If you say Las Vegas, we're shutting the show down.
Cleveland.
Terrible.
So in 3 years in a row, you got to Cleveland, Salt Lake City, and Indianapolis for the All-Star game.
Next year, it's going to be in Tacoma, Washington.
There's not a team there.
So what?
Luckily. Well, there's a team in all 3 cities it's been in. No, next year they're going to go to Oklahoma City. Yay. Or what's another shit town that's in the NBA? They can go back to Salt Lake City.
Go there twice.
February 11th, the 49th edition of the Grammys. See the Dixie Chicks.
Chicks.
It's Dixie Chicks. They still were at the time. Carrie Underwood, Bob Dylan, Mary J. Blige, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. All
Just the
won.
Chili Peppers. They're not red hot anymore.
When did that happen?
Just like the Chicks.
Anthony Kiedis.
No Dixie, no red hot.
I don't, not to spark controversy here on this show. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. Never mind.
Were you
February
going to talk about
14th,
Toby Keith?
Valentine's Day. Felicity actress Carrie Russell married Shane Deary in New York City.
Divorced.
Weird.
Okay. I would have divorced her before we started.
February 18th, we have the 56th edition of the NBA All-Star Game in Paradise, Nevada.
Las Vegas.
Yes, thank you. As the West beats the East 153-132, your MVP is Kobe Bryant.
Well, they don't have a team in Vegas, so why don't they just okay, we're going to do it in Huntsville, Alabama this year.
All the All-Star games are going to Vegas, and I guarantee you the next time the NBA expands,
It goes to
there's gonna be a
Vegas.
team in Vegas.
Everybody's
I
getting a
guarantee
team
it.
in Vegas.
Yes.
I want to go to Vegas.
They're about to get the Oakland Athletics because Oakland sucks as a city.
Yeah, we talked about it on our show.
Yes.
Go back a couple episodes.
I want you guys to pay for our stadium. No, we don't want to do that. All right, then we're leaving. I wish you wouldn't.
I think they're gonna stay in Oakland.
The A's?
Yeah.
They're already building a stadium.
In Las Vegas?
Well, outside of it.
Nah, I don't
I think
think
like
so.
Henderson or something.
You realize the area they have for that stadium to sit on and parking? 8 acres. Do you
Just
know
it.
what that means?
I'm pretty sure it's a serial killer in my kitchen with my daughter right now. But what does that mean?
It means you're going to be able to park like 14 cars at that stadium.
It's going to be a very small stadium.
It's going to be a very small stadium with 0 parking is what that means.
So it's going to be like the World Championship Wrestling Studio Wrestling in 1987.
Oakland A's,
Jam-packed crowd of 280 people here tonight.
Oakland A's are going to stay in Oakland is what that means.
I don't think so.
Now, will baseball go to Las Vegas? Yes. I don't think it's going to be the A's.
I do.
Okay. Keep going.
As long as it's not the Rays, I don't give a shit.
Because here's what's great. The A's are like, hey, we'll stay. Just renovate the
To be
Oakland
fair-
Alameda Coliseum, which has been open since 1830. And Oakland's like, no. Okay. Thank you.
To be fair, Tampa only needs 14 parking spots, so maybe we should just do it there.
Fair.
True that.
Or maybe they could actually move to Tampa
Yes, that's where they need to
as
be.
opposed to St. Petersburg. All right. Now that nobody's listening to the show anymore, February 20th, Carmen Electra divorces Soundgarden frontman Dave Navarro.
Why would you do that?
Do what?
Because he's gross.
Divorce Carmen Electra.
Oh,
I thought you meant Dave Navarro.
Oh, no.
He's a
yeah, he's
handsome man.
gross. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
February
Why would he divorce Carmen Electra?
I've heard some stories about him.
Dave Navarro?
Oh, yeah.
And his black hole son?
Ah. Great song. I like
Ham
Spoon
Flower.
Man better, though. Spoon Man's better than Black Hole Sun.
Ham flour.
Ham Flower. February 22nd, Dennis Johnson, former guard of
DJ.
the 80s Celtics, passed away at age 53. Okay. February 24th, former world champion track athlete Marion Jones marries Obadell Thompson in Wilson Sales, North Carolina.
That's North Carolina Tar Heel legend, Marion Jones.
That's
Do
right.
you think Obadell was from North Carolina?
I don't think so. I mean, granted,
from
his last
South
name was
Carolina.
Thompson, but February
Con-
27th.
Conrad's brother.
Sure. The 27th of February, the number 11 of Mark Messier is retired by the Edmonton Oilers.
Messier than what?
I hate you every time. I can't wait. You know what? We're going to do a story on Mark Messier just to piss you off.
I'm not going to be here that week.
Yes, you will. Mark, stories in the wheelhouse, February 8th. We start the show with the death of one of the more polarizing figures in current pop culture, Anna Nicole Smith, who dies of a prescription drug overdose at the age of 39.
Did you say current pop culture?
Yes,
Pretty sure
as in
most current pop culture
as
doesn't
in
know.
current in 07. Current in 07.
Okay.
She has some tig bitties.
Giant. Skin and Mac's favorite, Anna Nicole Smith.
Natural.
Smith initially got her break into fashion or media was a Guess Jeans commercial with Claudia Schiffer. During this Guess campaign is when she took on the name of Anna Nicole. During this modeling campaign, for reasons I'm not entirely sure of, A photograph of that guest shoot was used by New York Magazine on the cover of an edition entitled White Trash Nation. I made none of that up. Then in November of 2004, Smith appeared on the
They had met her.
Yes. Smith appeared on the American Music Awards to introduce Kanye West, two of the most stable minds in entertainment history. Anna Nicole Smith and Kanye. Where was I at? Her language was slurred and appeared to be heavily intoxicated, yelling incoherent things about Trim Spa, which is one of her sponsors that she just murdered on that show. But of course, we need to discuss how she really became famous in the first place. In the mid-1980s, naked. Anna Nicole Smith was working at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken in Mexia, Texas.
Was she naked there?
Maybe that's the chicken.
You shouldn't cook fried chicken naked.
It burns, or bacon.
It's very bad.
Well, this is where she met Billy Wayne Smith.
I'm sorry, who?
Billy Wayne Smith. I love Texas, and I don't ever want to go to Texas ever again, but I love Texas.
Oh, Billy Wayne Smith.
Billy Wayne. Oh, Billy Wayne. Oh, Billy Wayne, go to the fried chicken joint. Go to Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken. The two soon became married on April 4th, 1985, when Anna was 16 and Billy Wayne was 17.
He had to lock that shit up quick.
I guess.
True love.
In 1986, the two were separated after the birth of their first child because, child marriages always work out well. Then in October of 91, while performing at a Houston strip club, Anna Nicole met 86-year-old oil tycoon J. Howard Marshall.
Was she naked there?
And she loved his brains and intellect and conversationalism so much, they got married in June of 94. During the OJ trial. Fellas, take it from here.
Smith really became a household name when she married for true love here in 1994.
I love that your first sentence, and I just shit on her for that.
Although Smith was 26 and her husband was 89.
Sassy. He was a sassy 89.
You could just tell they were made for each other.
When he was born, they didn't have cars yet as a regular thing.
It's so sad that Howard Marshall didn't truly find his soulmate till he was damn near 90.
You think they consummated the marriage?
It's not funny. It's not funny, guys.
Marshall and Smith's relationship would fuel endless headlines and speculation, as well as several long, drawn-out lawsuits over his estate when he died. Smith, a single mom who affectionately called Marshall Paw Paw.
Oh, my God.
That she married him for the right reasons. Not because he was a filthy rich oil tycoon.
Nope.
According to the Los Angeles Times, Marshall popped the question to Smith several times after their first date in 1991. It wasn't until Smith became a celebrity in her own right, a Playboy playmate, guest model, and actress in films Naked Gun, 33 1/3, The Final Insult, and The Hudsucker Proxy, that she said yes.
Oh, this is cool that your grandfather's so involved with the grandkids. What do you mean Pawpaw's my husband? That's my love name for him.
The pair reportedly didn't spend much time together after their wedding, with Smith residing mostly in Los Angeles and Marshall living in Texas. When Marshall visited Smith in LA in December of 1994, Smith allegedly didn't let Marshall in her bed, telling him, "Oh no, Paw Paw, you know you don't get up here in bed with me, you pee the bed."
Oh, puppy love. It's so romantic.
That's happened to me more than once. So
you can't get into bed with me, old
I'm not
baby.
Gonna poo on that
everywhere.
Come on.
Also, I'm moving to LA.
Gotta
Paw
pee
Paw.
the bed, dude.
Oh, Paw Paw, I need money, Paw Paw. My pussy's dry.
She was a Guess Jeans girl and a Playboy model. She didn't need money. What the hell?
Oh,
like that.
Listen,
like that old lollipop.
I will marry an 89-year-old oil tycoon tomorrow if the opportunity arose.
Oh no, Mama, you can't get in this bed.
I'll marry Pawpaw. It don't matter to me.
But these depends on before you get in.
You stay in Texas, I'll stay up here. I'm north of
I was getting ready to say, you getting in this bed? It depends.
Even though Smith was not in Marshall's will, shocker, she claimed that in return for marriage, Marshall verbally promised her half of his estate. Seems like a deal. which primarily consisted of a 16% interest in Koch Industries,
Coke.
then worth $1.6 billion.
That's called Coke.
Again, oil tycoons out there, if you need a soulmate.
I figured at that point she'd already had way more than 16% of the Kochs in the country.
Well, she didn't have 1.6 billion.
Well, 16% of them
Probably
though.
had a lot of Coke too.
Both Cox and Coke.
Coke on
Anyway,
Cox.
the case that this whole thing started from went beyond the lives of Smith, went beyond the lives of the guy's son, because the son was like 80 at this point. But eventually her daughter would not get anything either in the estate her mommy worked so hard to build. No pawpaw. Smith and Howard Stern, not that one, although similar.
This guy's weird. This Howard
Similar
Stern
operating ways, were reportedly staying in the Bahamas to avoid paternity testing over her daughter in the U.S. in late 2006. Smith was granted permanent resident status in the Bahamas by Immigration Minister Shane Gibson,
who she also married. That's weird.
She was banging him too.
A local newspaper published photographs showing Smith lying clothed, which was the shocking part of it, in bed in an embrace with Gibson.
Again, we do not read each other's notes before the show starts.
Gibson resigned after the wave of controversy over his relationship with Smith. She hopped one bed to another, which led to one lawsuit to another. What a sad story. That old man couldn't handle that.
He died so happy.
I'd have died. I'd have been popping Viagra like it was no tomorrow. Fuck peeing. I'm just gonna come all day long.
I can't remember what's the name of the Skinamax movie I saw her in was, but I just remember it was like a terrorist movie, and she's in a like an Air Force flight suit, and she pulled her zipper down, and her titties just fell out. I'm like, well, that's not military regulation.
The titties.
Well, now I got to watch this. I'll be back.
That zipper is not military regulation. Lets titties out.
No one just unzips their air flight suit and titties just fly out. That doesn't happen.
Well, you do, but I mean, it's different.
Timmy, can we talk about how much?
I gotta pee.
If I was gonna say, if you gotta piss, I swear to God, this is the first fucking story.
I'm gonna go do it now too, just because.
Again, going straight to YouTube. Glad this is. Shit. Now they know how it's like to record with Timmy.
What the hell? Y'all pee?
All right, everyone good?
By the way, I think the new gimmick, since you don't like cutting audio or video, is whenever I go pee, you guys just have pee topics.
No, I think we're just not gonna go pee and just leave it on YouTube.
All right, let's do it.
Timmy, can we talk about how much I just adore the month of February? Can I tell you why? Because here on February
you
8th,
hate.
because
Okay.
here on February 18th, it's time for the 49th run of the Daytona 500, baby.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
That's right.
Okay, so I have a question. Is NASCAR considered a sport?
Yes.
Yes.
No. What do they do that's athletic? Other than Carl Edwards. I'll give Carl Edwards credit.
Drive
Carl
a car
Edwards
at 200 miles an hour that does not have power steering. That's what they do.
All right, good. I was completely athletic this morning driving my car all the way from Cincinnati to Murray.
It's not our fault you drive a piece of shit that doesn't have power steering. That's your fault.
Anna Nicole Smith was in a TV show called NYUK, and her name was Dr. Anita Hug.
By the way, it wasn't NYUK, it was Nyuk.
Oh, yuck.
Nyuk.
The previous two editions of the Great American Race here in Daytona ended with a green-white checkered finish. This one would make it 3 here in 2007. The field was star-studded with legends like Mark Martin, the Bush brothers, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Sterling Marlin, Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, and Kevin Harvick.
Woohoo!
In the 06 season, so the season previous,
Is that
Roush
the movie?
Racing, what?
Skyscraper.
That was it. That was it, yes.
Watching it later.
You should. Make sure the kids are in bed.
What streaming service is it on?
I don't know. We'll look that up later. We're in the middle of this.
Just make sure the kids are in bed. In the 06 season, Roush Racing and longtime driver Mark Martin agreed to part ways as Martin was replaced by Jamie McMurray. This caused the veteran driver, who was my dad's favorite and entering his 27th season, to join a lesser-known team in the form of Ginn Racing.
Teddy Ginn?
No.
Oh.
Where was I at? Martin was also splitting time in the number 01 U.S. Army car with young driver Regan Smith. Mark Martin was also set out with the title of the best driver to never win a championship or the Daytona 500, and he was running out of chances. The race was broadcast on Fox with Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, Boogity, and Larry McReynolds, drawing a 10.1 rating or 17.5 million viewers, and another 185,000 people in attendance. Little did we know we were heading for one of the best Daytona 500 races in racing history.
Hi, my name's Mark Martin, and I'm the NASCAR driver for Team Winn-Dixie.
Yes.
I used to work at Winn-Dixie.
He was
we would hear that. We'd hear that commercial every 13 minutes. You like your groceries? They get no fresher than here at Winn-Dixie.
So my dad was a giant Mark Martin fan, and all this came about because Jamie McMurray left his previous team a year early to go to Roush, which ousted Mark Martin. He went wherever. But Martin also said he was going to retire and didn't. And actually, he ended up racing for Hendrick after this.
Yeah.
So I walked into my dad's shop one day, and he's wearing a Denny Hamlin jacket, who I think was a rookie in 07. And I was like, "You're not following Mark Martin anymore?" He goes, "Fuck him. He told me to retire. I moved on." That's how NASCAR fans work.
Kevin Harvick would go on to win the race by 0.02 seconds over Mark Martin in the closest finish since the first race at Daytona International Speedway, when it took 3 days to declare Lee Petty the winner in 1959.
Although that difference was like 2.7 seconds, but they were just eyeballing it at that point.
How does it
what do you guys think?
After 3 days, you're thinking they're just like, fuck it, give it to Petty.
Yeah. Well, the picture back then was a Polaroid. So like, God, I wish we could adjust the fucking angle.
It took them 2 days to shake it. They're just like, damn it, this thing won't develop.
Yeah, the guy under the blanket with the light and the poof. Did I get it?
Because of an incident between Casey Mears and Del Jarrett at the 2003 Sylvania 300 in New Hampshire International Speedway, NASCAR mandated a freezing of the field policy whenever a caution flag is thrown, effectively ending the phenomenon that is racing back to the caution, which we discussed on here 2 weeks ago.
We did. Well done.
Terrible plan.
Such a flag did not fly after the last lap crash here in Daytona, and there is some disputed video evidence that suggests that if the caution had flown strictly according to NASCAR rules, runner-up Mark Martin may have won.
Blah, blah, blah. By the way, TJ, my dad's favorite driver was Kevin Harvick.
Rusty Wallace, baby.
Dave, I don't get it. You and Kevin Harvick are like kindred spirits. Yes, you.
Your mama.
Harvick took over the 3 from Dale Earnhardt after he passed in 2001, and it was subsequently renumbered 29 on March 11, 2001 in the Cracker Barrel Old Country Store 500, which I'm sure has been renamed at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Only 3 weeks after Earnhardt's death, Harvick won his first career Winston Cup race in just his third start by narrowly edging Jeff Gordon.
Gordon?
I bet Jeff Gordon would have loved to have been edged by Kevin Harvick.
I gotta cut that now.
Well,
damn
they
it.
call him Happy for a reason.
Why do you have to cut that?
Harvick was subsequently named Happy Harvick, ironically, due to his occasional temper outbursts, just like Dave.
I don't have a temper.
His pit sign, which is a smiley face, is a play on the nickname. During the 2011 season, Kevin Harvick and fellow driver Kyle Busch were embroiled in a feud because Busch is an asshole. After Harvick intentionally wrecked Busch at the 2010 Ford 400 at Homestead, which he deserved, he and Busch tangled several times during the 2011 seasons, in which Busch got his ass kicked several times.
I remember this race like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember this because
this was the Pennzoil Harvick. Yellow. The yellow Pennzoil Harvick.
Yes. Yep. I remember this because Mark Martin was driving the Army car. Ricky Rudd, who was driving the 21 for the Wood Brothers at the time, drove the Air Force car.
That wasn't Air Force, was it? It was
and
it was the red and white.
It was Air Force.
It was Air Force car. Because him driving in this race would become my computer background at Langley. Because I'm a nerd. But also, I remember
pick a winner, DJ.
I remember the finish like it was yesterday because I was pulling for Martin at the end. I wanted Martin to get one. Do you know who else I'm pulling for since he's being a giant asshole right now?
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Here it is. H. Pressure with 3. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Come down to over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
All right, here we go. Our current standings for February is Dave, 8.
Losing.
Timmy C, 5. So once again, I'm giving Timmy the option. Do you want 2007 NASCAR, 2007 Major League Baseball, or 2007 NFL?
Well, I don't want Major League Baseball. I can tell you that.
NASCAR, baby. Let's roll it up.
I'm going to close.
Let's go NFL, bitch.
2007 NFL. I was really hoping you're going to be brave, but
you know,
all right. You know what? To hell with it. NASCAR 2007.
Yeah!
All right. So you guys know who listened to the last episode we did NASCAR. This is going to go a little bit different. So we're going to start with wins. Dave. 6 people won 2 races or more in 07. How many can you name?
How many?
6. All of them finished in the top 10 in points.
4.
4. Timmy, can you name more than 4?
No way.
Dave, go.
Jimmy Johnson. Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon second with 6.
What about Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson led with 10. My internet's kind of shitty, so I didn't hear that.
Tony Stewart.
You got 2.
Tony Stewart third, tied for third with 3. There's 3. You need 1 more.
And now Dave's internet's froze.
Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards tied for third with 3. So it's
Yes.
we have 2 people left on the list with 2 wins. If you name one, you take the category.
It's a terrible strategy, but Kevin Harvick won the Daytona 500. I figure he's going to win one more. Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick finished the 07 season 10th in points. This was his only win.
God damn it.
Your other 2 were Matt Kenseth in the 17 DeWalt and Kurt Busch in the number 97. Or was he 97 here? I think he was. Let's go pole positions. Let me load this up here. We have Timmy. We have 5 people had 2 poles or more. How many can you name?
3.
3. Dave, can you name more than 3?
No, prove it, Timmy. I'll
Timmy,
name the
go.
4th.
You need 3.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, 3rd with 4 pole positions.
Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart did not have a pole in 2007.
Well, he will be very disappointed to find that out.
Dave, name me one.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon led NASCAR with 7. Your other correct answers with 5 poles.
Of course, Jeff Gordon had more poles.
Indiana Hoosier legend Ryan Newman had 5 poles.
Oh, Newman, huh?
Clint Boyer, who became my favorite driver after Rusty Wallace,
He was
had
a rookie
2,
that year.
and Casey Kane had 2.
Oh, I forgot about Casey Kane.
Everyone forgot about Casey Kane. I wonder if he was still driving the 9 here. I don't
He
remember.
was. He didn't go to Hendrick till
For Evernham.
yeah, he was in the 9 here, and then he ended up after Mark Martin. He drove at Hendrick.
Right, the 5, yes.
Yeah.
So
The
let's
Kellogg.
do laps led for 2007. Who went last? Timmy, Dave. We have, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people led 630 laps on the season or more. How many can you name? This is a little bit of a tougher one. Led 630 laps or more on the season.
5.
You can name 5.
I don't know. Go.
Let him do it. Let him do it.
Timmy says go.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson was 2nd with 1,290.
Jeff Gordon.
Led with 1,300. So there's 2.
Tony Stewart.
3rd with 980. There's 3. You got in the top 3.
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch was 6th, 885. You need one more.
Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards led 515. Timmy, you name one.
So
of
who
the
did he
remaining
get?
Left
Who
to
did
win
he
the
get?
Category.
Johnson, Gordon, Stewart, Busch, and Edwards.
Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and Kurt Busch have been named. You still have 1, 2, 3 to choose from.
Well, it's not Harvick. I can tell you that. Dale Jarrett.
All right, we'll go with Dale Jarrett. Let me find him on the fucking list because he's not in the
He led 7. He led 7 laps that year. Carl Edwards.
Well, I'm actually, now that I'm looking at the list, I'm pretty sure he was retired. So I know
I
he
said,
did not
I
lead,
said Ned Jarrett.
I know he did not lead less laps than Patrick Carpentier. Holy shit. No one gets a point. Here's the rest of the list. Matt Kenseth had 912. Denny Hamlin had 905. Kyle Busch rounded out the list, 637. Let's do one more category. What do we want to do here? Let's do top 10s. Let me sort the list here. Here we go. Timmy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people finished with 15 top 10s or more. How many can you name?
7.
Dave, can you do more than 7?
Prove it.
Timmy, you need 7. Here we go.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson was second with 24. There's 1.
Matt Kenseth.
Matt Kenseth, 4th with 22.
Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th with 17.
Jeff Gordon.
Led with 30.
How many do I got to name? 7?
You had 4. You needed 7. That's how many Dave named. And actually, no, you said 7. Excuse me. Your dumbass said 7. You got 4.
My memory is terrible.
Great. Clearly.
Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart, 3rd with 23. You need 2 more.
Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards. The last person on the list had 15 top 10s. You need 1 more. Oh, no pressure. Pressure's on here.
07. Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch had 14 top 10s. 1 short. Dave,
Loser.
That's
name
some bitch.
1. Name 1, and you get the category.
Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin was
Had
7th
6.
with 18.
God damn it.
Here's
Clean
the ones.
sweep.
Here's the ones you missed. Matt Kenseth, all categories. You
I said Matt Kenseth.
Did you?
Yes.
We're gonna have to go
You
back.
didn't.
That was the first. No, I said Harvick first. Kenseth was second, is what
We'll
I
go
You
back
said.
to
said
the
Jimmy
tape.
Johnson first.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
But we'll
okay.
go back on the
Maybe
tape
third.
on that one. I don't remember that. Kyle Busch had 20. Jeff Burton had 18. Clint Boyer had 17. And Ryan Newman had 15.
Newman should have been. who
Those
I
are the
picked.
ones on the list you missed. This was fun. I am disappointed you don't want to do NASCAR more often. I'm enjoying the shit out of this.
Timmy, we'll give you an extra bonus point. Who won the Brickyard at Indy in 2007?
Was that Gordon?
All right, you don't get the bonus point.
Who was it?
A non-American driver.
Tony Kanal?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I don't know.
qualifying. That was that. According to this, an American driver won it.
2007, wasn't that Juan Pablo Montoya?
That was Tony Stewart. Montoya finished second.
What? 2007? You sure?
Yes,
Dave's busy looking at the internet so he can get the answers.
he's looking up
So-
Twin Towers where that Anna Nicole Smith movie was. Tony Stewart.
If I'm looking at it, then I should have known the answer because I thought Montoya won it in 2007.
It was
Stewart
Tony
Montoya.
Montana that won it.
Stewart Montoya, Gordon Busch, Reed Sorensen.
Was
Mark-
that the year? Was that the year he was dominating and then got a pit penalty?
Let me scroll up here. Where's Juan Pablo here in the description? I don't know. It doesn't really mention in the description, which is bizarre, but he finished second.
No, Montoya won Sonoma that year.
Wait,
Stewart.
do you
Stewart
get like a
Montoya-
great bottle of wine if you win that?
I think you do actually.
Yeah.
Can we get away from NASCAR because everyone is tuning out right now?
No, what's his name? Our favorite guy, our favorite listener is Bald Simmons. He's loving this right now because he's the one that's commented on our NASCAR stuff. But it was Tony Stewart, Montoya, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Reed Sorensen, Mark Martin, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, Dave Blaney in the 22.
I think the year that Montoya dominated and got a speeding penalty, I think Jimmy Johnson ended up winning that one. And then there was one year they were
Jimmy Johnson won a lot of them.
Then there was one year at Brickyard, the tires would only last like 12 laps. Remember they had a whole tire debacle? You remember that? I don't remember who won though.
Yep. Hopefully we'll get a chance to, maybe, you know what, Patreon exclusive, we're going to explore Brickyard 400s in the 2000s. Do a whole retrospective. February
Negative.
20th. Well, Timmy doesn't be a part of it. We'll bring Adam Simmons in to do that. Unfortunately, here on the 20th, we have to end the show, end the stories in the house with a sad story. Is the death of one of the wrestlers whom I thought should have been a bigger deal. Mike Awesome passes away.
Awesome.
No, not the Miz.
Oh.
Awesome was trained by Steve Kern, former guest on this show, and debuted in wrestling on February 26, 1989. 1 year after breaking in, Awesome, who stood at 6'6" and weighed nearly 300 pounds, moved to Japan. I don't mean to laugh, but Jimmy's literally sneezing himself to death, and I can't help but look at it.
6 in a row.
Moved to Japan to join FMW and began competing as the Gladiator. Awesome spent the next 6 years at FMW and garnered international attention as the promotion's longest tenured champion. This reign was due in large part to the retirement of Atsushi Onita and the then changing of FMW from deathmatch wrestling to more of a traditional style. Awesome was the one they chose to lead the way for the company. Awesome won the FMW title on September 26th in a Grand Slam tournament, defeating his new chief rival, Hayabusa, who would actually end up promoting his own shows later. The reign would last from 1995 until September of 1997. So those keeping track at home is 2 years, when he dropped the title to Masato Tanaka after a 489-day reign. The tumultuous relationship with Onita and those in charge of FMW, the company he founded, came to a head when he left his own company and founded Zen Wrestling in 1997 and took Mike Awesome with him. All the while, Awesome started making regular shots with the Philadelphia promotion you may have heard of, ECW, and this is where his American fame would take off.
Although Awesome is remembered for his late 90s ECW run, he actually appeared for the company in 1993 when it was NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling, being convinced by friend Sabu to try it out.
Sabu, as Tony Schiavone says.
Sabu had friends?
Awesome was actually in the show opener for quite some time for his sick high-risk dive to the floor that folded wrestler JT Smith over the guardrail.
Ugh.
After returning to ECW in 1998, Awesome had a very memorable feud with Masato Tanaka, where they surely gave each other CTE about 19 times over.
Absolutely.
After losing to Tanaka on an episode of ECW's weekly show Hardcore TV, Awesome delivered an awesome bomb to Tanaka over the top rope through a table set up on the outside. Remember, ECW did this shit over concrete.
Because they're dumb.
However, injuries would then keep Awesome out till September of 99, where he made his triumphant return and shocked the world by defeating Taz and Tanaka in a three-way dance for the ECW Championship at Anarchy Rules.
Which was Taz's last show.
Yeah. Awesome continued to be a major factor for ECW early in 2000, including teaming with Raven to beat Tanaka and Tommy Dreamer for the ECW Tag Team Championships. In April 2000, Awesome made a surprise appearance on WCW Monday Nitro, aiding the New Blood by attacking Kevin Nash while still reigning as the ECW Heavyweight Champion. According to Awesome,
Bischoff talked about this, and Awesome asked him, do you want me to bring the ECW title onto the show? And he goes, are you out of your mind? No.
Yeah. Afraid of getting sued.
Yes. We've
According
done that
to Awesome's,
before. It doesn't end well.
According to Awesome's friend Lance Storm, Awesome refused to sign a new contract with ECW until Paul Heyman paid him overdue wages. Due to legal concerns, WCW never had Awesome appear on television with the ECW title. However, a compromise was eventually reached, and Awesome, a WCW employee, appeared at an ECW event in Indianapolis, Indiana, accompanied by WCW's head of security, Doug Dillinger, and wrestled Taz, a WWF employee, for the championship. Taz would go on to win the title from Awesome, but would drop it to Tommy Dreamer a week later. A few months later, Mike Awesome was repackaged in WCW and became the Fat Chick Thriller.
Same.
His career never recovered from that genius idea from the shit stain known as Vince Russo.
Gross.
Which, by the way, everyone assumes that Taz and Mike Awesome was the only time a WCW contracted employee wrestled a WWE contracted employee. That's not true. It happened at Terry Funk's retirement show in like 97 or 98, whenever it was. It happened then too.
But it wasn't televised.
This one, yeah, right. This I'm not even sure this one was televised.
I've never seen it.
No.
Anyway, Awesome would go on to have a cup of coffee with WWE, All Japan, and TNA. He'd eventually even return to WWE for ECW One Night Stand in 2005.
And he and Tanaka tried to kill each other there too.
Yep. By the way, he looked great here when he returned in One Night Stand in 05.
Yeah.
It still didn't work out. They didn't sign him. Post-career, he was a real estate agent in Tampa and sold several houses to the fund director.
It's been confirmed.
It's weird.
It's been confirmed.
On February 17, 2007, a group of Bill Alfonso's friends, his name was
Mike
Alfonso.
Alfonso.
Yeah, but not related to Bill Alfonso.
He lived in the same neighborhood as my buddy.
Well, they found him dead. He hanged himself inside his Tampa home. WWE acknowledged his death February 20th on a broadcast of ECW on Sci-Fi with a quote in memory of graphic at the opening of the show program, and 2 days later his family received flowers at Serenity Meadows Funeral Home in Riverview, Florida. Thank you, Vince.
Asshole. Mike Awesome is one of those guys. For one, there is no possible way WCW understood the property they had when they acquired Mike Awesome, because he was a joke his entire time in WCW. I never knew Raven and Awesome teamed up until Dave just told me. And imagine that twosome on TV. Raven as the just depressed shit talking guy, and Mike Awesome as his muscle. I'm in. It's better than Van Hammer. When can we do that?
Gross.
But I don't know. Like, Mike Awesome in the United States just never took off, and I don't know why. I don't understand it.
He couldn't talk. That's
Well,
the only.
there's that,
But I don't think look at Brock Lesnar. Look at the career he's had.
Right.
He doesn't have to talk.
he also almost killed Shaggy 2 Dope on a WCW pay-per-view when he threw him off a bus.
He should have been thrown higher.
Well, he kind of slid off the bus. He didn't throw him off. But I mean, how do you look at a guy like Mike Awesome that can do all the things he was doing? Swanton bombs. He was doing top rope power bombs. Do all these incredible things, and you're like, I ain't got nothing for you. Give him a manager.
That's where you give him Jim Cornette and you roll with it.
Right. Like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah,
But
Awesome was awesome.
we're about to watch a show where it's filled with that. But before we do that,
Does that mean it's my turn?
I think maybe you should say that again. Say it again. One more time.
Dumbass. Does that mean it's my turn?
You lick my log cutter.
That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears.
My neck, my back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Baby. I'm so excited about this. This could go one of two ways.
By the way, I just want everyone to make everyone aware. If you go on Twitter right now, you will find a shirtless Klondike Steve.
I seen
That's
it.
been posted.
Yeah.
It's a handsome gentleman.
I don't know that. I think he photoshopped it. But anyway.
That's
What?
rude. He's-
Just saying. Just saying.
What are you doing?
No guy is that skinny. I mean, he looks like a beanpole. He needs to eat a cheeseburger.
Great cover up, but I don't find any distortion in his background, so I think it's legit.
Okay. Song number one, clue number one. This is
I
a
don't
song
think
by
it's
American singer Carrie Underwood from her debut studio
Jesus, Take
album,
the Wheel.
Some Hearts. And you're incorrect.
Smoke break.
Clue number two on the Billboard
Okay.
Hot 100 chart. This reached number 8 and achieved longevity of 64 consecutive weeks on the chart, making it the 8th longest charting single in the history of the Hot 100 chart.
Tim's got hiccups.
I would be
Nope.
great at this if I knew anything about Carrie.
All right, this is going to
Her
give her
legs
away.
are so hot.
She's hot.
They
I met
are.
her in person.
Yes.
Didn't know who she was.
Dumbass. Clue number 3. In the beginning of the video, Underwood is seen leaving a parking lot brandishing a Louisville Slugger,
Oh, yeah.
having just vandalized. None of that is the title of the song.
Or he cheats.
There you go. He into my name into the street. That's the whole thing all night. Maybe next time I'll sing.
Or he cheats.
By the way, I will say I met her again. I did security for one of her
I'm killing
concerts in Fort Gordon in 2006, 2005. She could not be a nicer human being. She's a sweetheart. My dog agrees.
You think she's good in bed?
Absolutely.
I'd lick her kneecap all the way to her hair and flower.
I'm sorry. What? Can you repeat that one more time?
I would lick her kneecap to her ham flour.
Kneecap to the ham flour. So you would lick the back of her thigh because that's how physics works.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Wherever
Yeah,
she
it's-
wants. Just to have
It's
her
not
ask
much better
me.
than the front of her thigh. So I mean, I guess
Anyway, song
That
number
was a
2.
whole lot better.
I would drink a Truly out of her flip flop.
I would also do that. Yes. Song
And then
number
he'd
2.
sneeze on her.
Song number 2. Clue number 1. This is a song by American rock band The All American Rejects from their second studio album, Move Along.
Is this nuts on the bedpost?
What? It was released September 17, 2006 as the third and final single from the album. Yeah, good job, guys.
Layla.
It's thing Eric Clapton. I don't know the All American Rejects.
This
Also, my
song-
song Nuts
I
on
got
the
nothing.
Bedpost is Good Charlotte.
This song is featured on the television shows Laguna Beach, The Real Orange County, All My Children, as well as various commercials for TV shows such as One Tree Hill and Battlestar Galactica.
Never
Orange
seen
Wars.
any of them.
Because that was the commonality of all those shows you just said. Orange.
Clue
Wars.
number 3, ContactMusic.com responded positively to the track, saying they loved hearing the band, quote, take a break from the perfect guitar power pop of recent singles and show their softer side with a piano-led ballad.
I got nothing. I don't know All American Music.
Tonight, it ends tonight.
Never heard it. I have never heard this song. The sad part is when you mentioned the piano, I thought it was the same.
This band sucks. Turn this shit off.
But also because you picked the song both of us don't know, we definitely just got booted in Russia. I know that's for sure.
I sang along
We
with it.
weren't
It's
singing.
okay. We're good.
They love me with
Thank-
their vodka.
All right, this is the song for you guys. I looked at this and shook my head. and was
I
like,
love
"Fuck off."
the all American Rejects with their under the fur.
All right.
I enjoy.
Song number 3. This is the second single from Weird Al Yankovic's album Straight Outta Linwood, which was released on September 26, 2006. It parodies the song Ridin' by
White and
Chameleon.
nerdy.
White and nerdy, solid.
Yeah. White and nerdy. It's so white and nerdy. It's so white and nerdy.
See, I didn't buy any of his albums after 100%, so I didn't.
I hate you guys. I hate y'all.
Why?
I got it. What are you talking about?
He knows the songs.
White and nerdy.
What would you rather
White and
hear?
nerdy. White and nerdy.
It's not our fault. You're like, hey, you know what would be a great song? All American Reject. Surely that's up their alley. Even though you've been in both of our cars and listened to our music.
Get better. I don't know. What do you want me to do? You know Weird Al Yankovic from 2007.
Yeah.
What do you want
White
me to
and
do?
nerdy.
I can't help you.
White and nerdy. Man, hit my clip. Oh, it's time for Game Fave. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
God damn it, I got nothing, guys.
All right, what's the
Anna
score?
Kendrick's so hot. By the way, I always ask you guys if that was David Bakhtiari in the Clay Matthews skit. It is. It's actually that whole group of guys are all Packers.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, David Bakhtiari is.
They're in a singing movie.
They're in a singing movie.
So what's the score?
Our leader is Timmy C, leading with a score of 4 to TJ's 3.99.
I'm gonna
Good luck,
change that
TJ.
right now. Right now.
Where'd he go?
Is he going to piss? Oh my! Just go. Just go. Oh,
He's
we should really call the doctor.
Yeah. Let's look up baby bladders.
I think he's got an enlarged prostate. There is no way. And yes, Timmy, when you come back and you edit this audio, all this shit's saying on YouTube because you're a goof. I recommend you start wearing diapers, sir. This is football. Yeah, I agree. Allie, get him. Fight him. Actually, don't. He's got a hard time. He's got an enlarged prostate. You need to feel bad for him.
I'm going to read a little snippet to him when he gets back.
It's like, damn, my kids wanted a sandwich. Like, yeah, whatever, tiny prostate. Now, I've gone back and I started listening to early What Happened When's. I meant like 2018, early 2018. Fuck, they were funny. I mean, they still are, but in the early days, holy shit.
Yeah.
When Tony was not in a company and gave no shits, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually,
Timmy
last night-
C. Timmy C. Peeing frequently is often the result of drinking too much fluid, but can indicate conditions such as urethritis or urinary tract infections.
Both.
You need to go get your vag
Did he
checked.
get the movie? There was only one this week.
We didn't do any movies.
We're waiting on you. We got to make it
Waiting
fair.
on you, knothead, because you're a part of the show.
Because you know TJ's not going to get it? Is that?
Here we go.
No, I want you to be
Movie
embarrassed.
number A, B, C, and D this week.
Lord
With
of the
a budget-
Rings. There were 4 of them.
With a budget of $110 million. This movie grossed more than $228.7 million at the box office.
So it broke even. Okay.
This is an American superhero film.
Batman Dark Knight.
When motorcycle rider Johnny Blaze sells
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider TJ
See,
Stevens.
you should have just done it with me in the
4-pointer.
bathroom.
This
It is
movie
now
was the drill.
TJ.
It was a 4-pointer.
I get one for all 4 movies we didn't do. This movie was terrible. I saw it in the theater. It was awful.
That's Nick Cage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
When motorcycle
Back
rider
him.
Johnny Blaze sells his soul to the devil to save his father's life, he is transformed into the devil's own bounty hunter and is sent to hunt down sinners. Think of a guy with a skeleton head on fire riding a motorcycle. Stars Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes.
Even
She was
Mendes
the only good
hot.
part of the movie.
She is so fire.
He
Thank you,
was
that is-
flaming and she was hot.
Like, what I love about this movie is they were like, we want to do a lot of special effects, but also we don't mind that it's obvious that it's special effects. We don't want to try to cover it up.
We have a tie going into next week, guys.
The one
ridiculous.
part of the movie, they're in the desert. They're not in the desert. You can tell they're not in the desert.
They're in a soundstage in Los Angeles.
Yes. Like, look at this expansive desert and rock structures. Like, you're not there. You're riding a low chopper on the back of a truck. You know what else was terrible? This show that we're covering.
Yes.
WWECW.
It's good.
February 13th, 07. The venue, I'm guessing the Key Arena, because we only know the location, which is Seattle. And I believe these were filmed after or taped after Raws. So Key
Before
Arena would make sense.
SmackDowns.
Was it before? Okay, so Key Arena still makes sense.
SmackDown. Before
SmackDown.
SmackDowns.
Your announcers are Joey Styles and Taz with 2 Z's. We start the show with a recap package of Bobby Lashley's domination as ECW World Champion, including an answer challenge and subsequent win over Hardcore Holly. I'm sure Holly's backstage pitch was, "Hey, I got an idea. How about you give me the belt?" After that match, Lashley is attacked by Snitsky. Then we start the intro with some Drowning Pool.
I thought Drowning Pool was a good show opener.
Didn't hate it. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah.
I think Drowning Pool was mad they were here, but just saying that.
Fuck, this wasn't an ECW show. Damn it. That was
Yes.
supposed to be for Raw.
Like, this isn't good ECW shit. By the
Don't
way,
even have sci-fi.
so the math is 2 mid-carders are better than 1 champion? What are we doing here?
We're gonna talk about this show because if you guys see my first block of notes here, I had some thoughts.
That's good.
Show
We appreciate when you have thoughts.
this show should have been way better. Well, we'll get into it. Match 1. Why not? It's like Saturday Night's Main Event, but shitty. Bobby Lashley defends the ECW title against Hardcore Holly in an Extreme Rules match. Interesting choice here to start the show. What truly frustrated me about watching this entire show, it isn't the sorry excuse that is ECW here on WWE. What frustrates me is that WWE had a real opportunity to have a true ECW, a true WCW, with all these production values, and offer the fans 3 truly different presentations of wrestling and actually truly make it a buffet of wrestling. Instead, we got Booker T versus Buff Bagwell in Tacoma and an Extreme Zombie. That was what we got instead.
Mm-hmm.
This match is actually a good example of how ECW should have been handled here in 07. Hard hitting, some weapons, but not egregious. 2 commentators, not 1. Half the roster being established mid-card talent, and maybe 2 or 3 main event guys sprinkled in, the rest development guys. I didn't realize I had this much to say about it. I was riding the Peloton while I was writing my notes. Lashley hits a power slam on a chair for the win.
After 12 years in the WWE, this was arguably Holly's best run.
Is that not crazy? 12?
But none of us thought he was winning this shit.
Absolutely not.
You
I
have
thought
to
this
love
was the one that where he cut his back and they used it in the
that was
that was
before this. That happened before this. He cut his back in the ECW against like Test or something.
And you know what's sad? Hardcore Holly should be a believable ECW championship contender, and he isn't.
Well, I mean, you can never really truly overcome
Thurman
Bob
Sparkplug.
Sparkplug Holly or Thurman Sparky
or
Plug.
being a
Thurman
redneck,
Sparky
basically.
Plug.
Just, I got an idea. If that's the lead into your pitch, there's no chance that you're.
They should have had him as Hollywood Bob Holly, like he was in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
There you go. I like it.
Gross.
I don't hate it.
He's a movie star.
Hollywood, Florida. Bob Holly.
He's a movie star from Hollywood, California.
Hollywood,
I'm from
Florida.
Hollywood.
Yes.
They
My
should've
name's
made-
Bob Holly, and I'm from California.
They should have
You
just
ha-
made up Hollywood, Alabama. That's what they
You
should've-
have to love Extreme Championship Wrestling having to let us know that one of their matches was being held under Extreme Rules. If there's not any extreme matches, it should be called championship wrestling.
Oh, we don't want to be from Florida.
WWE. Yes, that's
C.
okay.
Why do wrestling companies have so many damn tables under their rings? Is catering at ringside before the shows?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Also, it's like world class. They're signing autographs before the matches.
Bobby Lashley is too good.
That
to
would be
in
a better
ECW here.
excuse.
Bobby Lashley had no business being in ECW at this point.
So
And I don't blame him for leaving.
The way this show went, I don't think he was here much longer. Like it seemed like they
No.
were getting ready to bring him up to the main roster.
No, I think he was getting ready to leave.
Well,
He
there's
left
that too.
not long after this.
Yeah.
So we're kicking off the show with the main event. What? And then Joey Styles
Wednesday night
says,
main event.
Joey Styles says, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. He must have watched The Karate Kid 3 earlier that week because that's a line from that.
Sweep the leg.
Lashley was truly a beast when he was younger. Jesus, how did they waste him?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how Lashley's finisher with Bob Holly landing on his ass within the chair managed to put him away, but it was dumb.
Yeah, not
Jesus.
great.
It was
Not great.
extreme.
Well, that's
It
what
was an
happens when-
extreme chair. Had a
that's what happens
dildo
when
on
you
it.
Depend on
Yeah!
furniture. When you depend on furniture for the finish, that's what happens. Now we're building up a feud between the New Blood and the ECW originals. And how many times has this storyline been done?
Gross.
Millionaires Club in WCW, ECW originals here, WWE, TNA, AEW. You're on the clock, AEW.
Pretty sure they've already started. It's the Hardys and
Sammy Guevara.
Ricky. Oh, yeah, Sammy
Ricky.
Guevara.
The concussion giver, Sammy Guevara. Then we get the
To be
ECW.
fair, it's not the first time he's had a concussion.
To be fair, it's not the first time Sammy Guevara's hurt somebody. He does it a lot.
But he's really nice. I like him.
And here's what's fun is this just happened, right? And it's egregious because it's what's in the now. Sammy Guevara then tweets a video of him busting Matt Hardy's forehead open the chair that he just threw at him. Like, why are you adding? Stop it. You know what you do in the situation when you're deemed dangerous? Shh. Zip it. Let's be quiet. You're like, no, I've also concussed these legends. Stop it. Then we get the ECW answer to the Nitro Girls. I guess.
Which is way better. Way better.
Like, yeah, because they were half naked. It's the Extreme Expose. I know
Naked.
two of them are Kelly and Layla. Was the third one Christy Hemme?
No, the third one was Tessmacher.
Brooke Tessmacher.
Yep.
I was looking at Kelly the whole time, so I don't know.
It was
Yes,
Brooke.
You're right.
Brooke
I was looking at
Tessmacher.
Layla.
I mean, I didn't really know what the point of this was. I didn't hate it.
I could have showed you
I
what
was
the point
upset.
of it was.
I wonder
Yeah,
how that'd
rock
go over
hard.
these days.
I mean, I was rock hard, but I mean, I was just curious why.
I was sitting at my desk, and the next thing,
We're all going to hell. Just so you
Fine.
know.
It's gonna be fun. You're good, Timmy. You don't want to talk about the Extreme Expose?
It was the only good thing to come from WWECW. I
It's hard
mean,
to argue. It's really hard to argue. Them and Zack Ryder.
they weren't good at dancing, but they were good at taking their clothes off. I'm a fan.
They did that well.
I like naked women.
Well, you don't. Well, actually, I can't say you didn't get that here because you did. Match 2, Kevin Thorne ruins everyone's boner, sort of, as he comes out with Ariel and her exposed balloon knot as he teams with Marcus Corban
What?
against the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer. Before the match, we got a highlight package of Umaga crushing Balls Mahoney, and then Mahoney
Crushing
losing-
balls. Oh,
crushing Balls, and then Marcus Corban beating Balls Mahoney while Mahoney was wearing a neck brace. One could make the argument that Dreamer's best run was in the original ECW from 95 to 01, and he's still going today. Like, as this show drops,
he needs the money. Yes. we
Dreamer's
get it.
still wrestling to the delight of no one.
to the delight of Slim Fast everywhere.
He legitimately, and I don't mean this to be mean.
I do.
I'm sure
Fat
he's nice.
fuck.
But he's probably the one guy right now. Bully Ray might be 2.
Who's
That
his
every time they
wife?
come out, the fans are like,
Who's his wife?
Which one?
Tommy Dreamer.
Beulah McGillicuddy.
Yeah,
Beulah
fuck
McGillicuddy.
him. Fuck him completely in the ass with a saw blade.
With an acorn.
Yeah.
It,
Acorn.
I meant several. I said one, but I meant several.
Not an entire pine tree, but no, just an acorn.
It's
With
also
a
fun to know that
popsicle stick. Fuck yeah.
all right, actually, that doesn't sound too bad. It's also fun to know that the best wrestler in this match is referee
Jandy.
Scott Armstrong. Hi, Jandy.
You're good. I'm getting ready.
They're saying hi, Jandy.
I know. I waved. I could hear. Hi.
When are you going to
She
do
can
another
hear-
show on the Patreon?
Because your
People
earbuds are
asking.
completely torn.
Wait, what was that?
Said, when are you going to do another show on our Patreon? Because people are asking.
Oh, what kind of show do they want?
She
me
wants to
do?
start a cooking show now called Jandy's Kitchen.
I'm in.
Maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, well, if as a serious, yes, I would do that. Yes, let's do
Tell
that.
her we get more viewers if Dave took his top off.
She said that she would just do it on her own Instagram. Why would she make us money?
Damn, that's hard to argue. Now it's split it 4 ways.
Jandy's naked cooking.
That's what I said.
No.
Don't fry
no,
chicken.
you-
That'd be
you
a
wear
bad, that'd be a
clothes
bad
when, You wear
idea.
clothes when you cook. You do yoga naked.
It's,
All
Where's
right,
my pen?
new
Where's my pen?
Patreon. Jandy's naked yoga.
show idea.
Naked yoga.
Hey guys, what were we just talking about?
Dave, Dave fully
Naked.
clothed with Jandy doing naked yoga.
You know what? I know who would host it. I'm going to call Polly right now. Anyway, it's fun to know the best wrestler in this match is referee Scott Armstrong. That's cool. Sandman hits Corval with a White Russian, but Thorne hits Sandman with something. I don't know. What it was.
Threw a drink at him?
No. Even Taz was shitting on the finish of this match.
Dave, who the hell's this Corvan guy?
Monty Brown from TNA.
Gross. Sandman comes in, looks like the classically trained wrestler he is. How did he ever get a job in wrestling? He's like a
ECW.
construction worker with a beer. Like, yeah, put him on. It's good. Yep.
He's
we'll do
over.
it.
Fuck it.
ECW. That's how he got a job in wrestling.
Best part of this entrance or best part of this match was Ariel's entrance.
And a balloon knot.
And whenever the match was over.
Yeah, Corvan was known as Monty Brown in TNA.
Gross.
And he was a star there.
He was.
This was a
Legitimately,
huge
yeah.
miss by WWE. After a great run in TNA, he jumped over to WWE in November of 2006 and didn't even make it a year before he was let go and he retired from wrestling. Thorne
It'd
and
have been better to
Corvan,
stay in TNA at that point.
yeah, Thor and Corvan get a quick victory over the ECW originals. And I'm ready to just go ahead and throw this shit in the trash because Vince must have really hated ECW originals.
Oh,
Well,
just wait.
He shit on it.
There's
Just
more.
like, never mind.
Actually, we didn't even know that. Scott D'Amore suddenly fired as the head of creative for TNA.
Yeah, dumb.
What happened there? We'll talk about that next show because that's like in 2 days. We see a video package shining up the straight edge superstar CM Punk. Up next, we have Lashley and Teddy Long backstage. Let me hollow at you. Long is going to have Lashley as a special guest on SmackDown. God forbid you booked him in a match and had him successfully defend the ECW on TV, but hey, you do you, boo. Match 3, CM Punk takes on Mike Knox. Everyone knows how much of a giant CM Punk fan I am, so I'm going to just ignore that part. I really think Knox could have had a 3 or 4 year run as a decent monster heel with a mouthpiece. And he did do fairly well. I mean, he main evented a pay-per-view, his Elimination Chamber. But he never hit his potential, in my opinion. Knox starts out strong, but Punk makes his comeback. Punk hits the running top rope knee, a bookend, which was weird, and the Anaconda Vice for the win. Afterwards, he's attacked by Snitsky, but hey, no babies were harmed in the making of this angle. Except for mine.
I didn't really get CM Punk back in these days,
No one
I
did.
still don't get him. So
but I can't believe he became one of the biggest stars in wrestling. Never would have seen it back here.
apparently very
I
good
get
in bed.
CM Punk these days.
Yeah, I get him
I don't
now.
know.
But the only thing Knox ever did worthwhile was have Kelly as his valet.
And he left.
job.
Remember, he left her December to December, which we've also covered,
Dumbass.
which was a shit show.
Got to give dude credit though. He hasn't been in WWE since 2010. He's still out there. He's now in NWA making the big bucks.
Both of them.
Punk wins. Shocker.
We should start a podcast with Mike Knox.
So last match we were cheering two guys that came to the ring drinking beer. In this match, we're supposed to be cheering the guy that doesn't drink or do drugs or any of that. What?
Or smoke.
This is ECW. Why would CM Punk should be a heel in ECW?
Well, here's the thing. If they made ECW feel genuine and be ECW of old, they should have made Punk a heel. Because he literally stands against everything. Your biggest star is the Sandman, who literally drinks, smokes, and does drugs on the way to
All
the
right,
ring.
he's not their biggest. No.
Not here, but in ECW lore.
No. He
Anyway, he resembles
mid-Carter.
ECW. He literally drinks, smokes, and does drugs on the way to the ring.
Yeah.
CM
I don't
Punk
know
should have
that
been
he
a
does
heel here,
drugs.
not a baby face.
I feel like
we got over a little bit
sued
sooner.
here talking about Sandman doing drugs.
You got a podcast, by the way, because
Mike Knox, by the way, doing a really good job carrying this guy.
You're a clown.
CM Punk was terrible here.
You're a clown.
Knox doesn't need all that karate bullshit for his wrestling. He'll throw him into a damn abdominal stretch. I loved it. Grab a hold, motherfucker!
Look at your head.
Punk probably got to the back area and started complaining there's no way that Gene Snitsky could take him. Just size-wise, there's no way.
I mean, he's probably right.
But so far, I've just seen Snitsky hating people celebrating after their matches. Is that his gimmick? Like, if you win a match, Snitsky's going to attack you.
Well, that's what's fun is the week before they showed videos of Lashley getting attacked by Snitsky after he defended the ECW title against Hardcore Holly. They had a rematch. No Snitsky. But this week, CM Punk beats Mike Knox. Here comes Snitsky.
I mean, I get Punk getting attacked by Snitsky because I bet everyone wanted to.
Who do you think wrote these shows?
ECW.
Because you think they put any thought into this shit at all?
Well, we know by here Heyman's gone.
Yeah. He left after December to
ECW
Dismember.
in 07. Wow.
It's going to be a conglomerate of assholes from Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't know that. You know what I think, though, watching this show? Honest opinion. I think ECW was WCW Saturday Night in 2000.
M. Night Shyamalan is who
Nobody
wrote
gave a
this show.
shit. Just do something. We'll put it out. It's fine. Because, again, Snitsky, who had the size and looked to be something, right, attacks the ECW champion the week before. This week, ECW champion defends the title. No Snitsky, but he comes out for the CM Punk Mike Knox match. What?
Nothing makes sense.
Well, here's another one that I enjoyed. That makes sense on this show. Up next, we get a promo of Bobby Lashley smelling his dirty underpants before every match and how he came up with his entrance. What the fuck are we doing here? What is
it not? Is it not gross that Lashley smelling his own underwear?
He did say t-shirt. I said underwear.
Either way,
it's still weird. Like, man, I need to get hyped up.
Hold on. I remember it from Saturday Night Live. Sometimes when I get nervous,
just made him superstar with Molly Shannon.
I smell my fingers.
Sometimes when I get nervous, I take my hands out like this. And smell. Match 4. You know, Bobby Lashley as superstar. There's money there. We need to discuss that. Match 4. Rob Van Dam and Sabu take on Elijah Burke and Matt Stryker.
Pope.
ECW Originals against New Blood, Part 3. You're on this show. It's also weird to me that we're doing this story, but yet Bobby Lashley is a world champion. And here's why I think that's weird. How dangerous are the ECW Originals if they're not even the champion of their own promotion? Rob Van Dam is definitely over here. He's the one. And this roster had a good mix of veterans and youth on this show. It's just that no one gives a shit about ECW on Sci-Fi. The Originals spend most of this match on top until we get some double team shenanigans. And then Elijah Burke rolls up Sabu, gets his feet on the ropes and gets the win, which, by the way, this sounds minor, but Burt getting his feet on the ropes and how tight he rolled up Sabu was fantastic. We need more of that shit in wrestling and less 450s by everyone that can do one. The New Breed gets the clean sweep on this show, which means ECW originals are fucking worthless.
I'm done. I'm not watching this shit.
Oh, we're going to watch it again next week. I don't know if you
No,
do that.
going back to real ECW.
Sweet.
I quit.
That was real ECW.
So we can't watch shows from the 70s or 80s. We can't watch
shows from the 2000s,
WWE,
just 90s all day.
We can watch ECW 1996 and we can watch WCW 1998.
And WWE 80,
And USWA
5 to 89.
in world class.
Sabu looks like he's 62 here. Just so you know.
He didn't look good.
The only thing this show has shown me so far is that WWE wasn't great at developing talent because they had a lot of good young talent here.
Again, there was a
minus
lot of
CM Punk.
There was a lot of you're an idiot, and there was a lot of potential on this show that
Pope,
was wasted.
Pope was fabulous.
Yes, how he didn't make it, I'll never understand.
That blows my mind.
And you can definitely see from this match, Stryker was moved to the announce position. There was a reason he was terrible at wrestling.
I didn't think he was that bad.
He looked like a chubby little kid out there rolling around.
Or Matchbox 20, according to your notes. But I didn't think Matt Stryker was that bad.
I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. All right.
We just got
and
Martin Rush.
Sabu botched a move. Fuck him. He's a dumbass.
Fuck
He always
him,
botches
that's what he
moves.
said.
Dumbass. Fuck you, Sabu.
Well, you know what's fun? This show.
Not wrestling with Sabu is fun.
No. That's not all where I was going, because we all know it isn't, even though he's our partner on Premier Streaming Network. But what is fun is we go from this show. I don't know if you guys have. I've watched next week's topic already, and I cannot wait to talk about it. But before we get to that, if you enjoyed this week's episode, which you should, give us a 5-star review.
Unless you're
Write a
Sabu.
review. 5-star. It's so much to ask for a 5-star. 1-star to 5-star recommendation and write a review. Wherever you get this podcast, Spotify, Apple Pod, it takes 10 seconds. Just do it. Make sure to follow our show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network at Filter Free Net on Twitter, www.patreon.com/filterfree at Watch Our Premiere. Timmy, where you at on Twitter?
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
Follow me on X
No.
at Dave in the HSV.
And I'm at T Stevenson 91. Next week, we're going to cover the WCW Super Brawl 7, which the poster is right there. I have it on my wall, autographed by several of the participants, because I'm a dork. It's on February 23rd, 1997. We have an unlikely MVP at the Pro Bowl. The court decides something about O.J. Simpson we kind of already knew, and so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. What does a dinosaur clean its teeth with?
I don't know.
Tricerafloss.
Get out. Tricerafloss. That's a proper yes.
That's a good one.
Was it?